Hello and welcome to the CIS 121 overview. My name is Al Zimmerman. I'm the instructor for this section. In this screencast, we are going to cover the kind of skills that we expect you to start out with, and then we're going to go over the course so that you can see the kind of stuff you're going to be studying and the kind of assignments you're going to be doing. We'll have some tips about how to be successful in the course, what you need to do to get the grade you want, and then we'll finish off with some contact information. As you know, the drop deadline for these courses is in the first week. So this is an overview designed to give you a picture of what the course will involve so that you can make good decisions on whether this is the right time to take this course or if there's another time that would be better. So, what do you bring to the party? Well, mainly what you need is the ability to read for detail. One letter can spell the difference between a program that works and a program that doesn't. You get something wrong in one of your database queries and the whole thing doesn't work. So you need to be able to read for detail. You're going to need to be able to find help at PCC, whether it's tutoring or whether it's your classmates or me or the other many resources at PCC. There's lots of them. We really want you to be successful, so there's lots of different ways you can get help at PCC. You also need to be able to search the web. There's plenty of information everywhere out on the web. Some of our class materials come straight from the web. You'll get good at this if you aren't already. I bet you are. Most everybody is these days. Finally, if you're the kind of person who moves forward quickly, turns in your work on time, and then goes on to the next thing in the course, you'll be very successful in this class. This is a survey class. It covers a lot of technical material very quickly. So you need to be able to assimilate and learn things very quickly. There's reading, there's quizzes, and there's assignments due every week. And each of these has a hard deadline. That means if you're late, you get no credit whatsoever. Now, we're pretty flexible, so if something comes up, if you have a death in the family, or if something else gets in your way, just let me know beforehand. If you let me know beforehand, all sorts of things are possible. If you miss a deadline and I don't know why, and it doesn't matter, I look at the timestamps, and if you're a minute late, sorry. Let's look at the course content. Throughout the course, you'll get a chance to see what computer information systems is like. What are the processes people use? What's the technology people use? What's it like to have a career in CIS? That's one of the things that we'll do over and over again. We'll start out looking at web pages. Now, you may have taken courses in web pages before. You may have created them. If so, great. But we'll be hand coding HTML and CSS and a little bit of JavaScript. You'll learn what each individual tag means and how to control things down at the most primitive level. We go deep into technology here, just as you would if you were in this line of work. We'll spend a little time introducing programming. We'll spend a little time writing a simple program or two, and then we'll move forward on to networks. What kind of networks are common, what they're good for, how they work, and some practical application. Then finally, we'll spend a good deal of time in databases. What's the shape of information? How do you specify and build databases? And you'll get a chance to practice that as well. Let's go over each one of these areas in a little more depth. First off, this class uses the processes and it builds the skills that are common in computer information systems. For example, we learn how to specify and diagram all sorts of systems, networks and programs. Drawing pictures is the best way to get your point across, and we'll get some practice in that in this course. We'll use something called a systems development life cycle. That's a way of taking a project and breaking it up into pieces so you can organize your thinking and make progress quickly. We'll talk about what it's like to work with clients and customers, both in a corporate and in a freelance situation. You'll get a lot of practice, and we'll talk a bit about how to quickly learn software. If you're in the computer business, you will learn new applications as quickly as a session musician learns new songs. It's just one of the things that you do all the time. I'll bet by the time you're done, you'll know how to use thousands of different programs. Once you get into the idea of how all of this works, it's not that hard. Turning in your work on time is important. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important. Being able to deliver on time is so important for us because the computer information industry moves so quickly. Nobody waits for you. Finally, you'll get an experience of learning new things. Now, if you're re-entering the workforce after a long period of time, or if you're learning computer information systems after coming out of a different discipline, frankly, it can be a little disconcerting. An old dog like me doesn't like learning new tricks, but it's necessary in this line of work. And what's worse is that you have to relearn the same stuff every 4 or 5 years. I don't know how many times I've had to learn a new programming language just because someone decided, oh, the old one didn't work well, we're going to make you learn a new one. That's a fact of life in this industry, and you'll get a chance to experience that from the inside in this class. Some people love this. There's always something new to learn. If you're the kind of person who likes new things, this is the perfect career for you. Let's go into the next area, web pages. We'll be specifying and testing and building web pages. We'll learn about the HTML, the hypertext markup language, the cascading style sheet language. We'll learn about the document object model, and we'll touch on how JavaScript is used in modern web pages. You'll be hand coding and updating a one-page blog every week. Just like every web company out there, you'll constantly be putting out new releases. That's how it works here. Each release is a small thing. It's just one thing. So there won't be a lot of work, but you'll get into the rhythm of creating something new, testing it, and releasing it to your customers. Later on in the course, we'll have a chance to see what it's like to design a web page that works both on a desktop, in a desktop browser, or on a smartphone in a mobile browser. And if you don't have a smartphone, don't worry about it. There's simulators on the web that we'll be able to use. And then finally, we'll try just a little touch of JavaScript to make the blog easier to use. This is the sort of thing that web designers, or what they call front-end programmers, do. We'll start out spending about 2 weeks focusing on this, and then, like I say, every week you'll update this page with something new. We'll spend a couple of weeks exploring programming. Now, just like every other discipline, we're going to talk about how do you specify programs and procedures and processes. How do you diagram them? We'll talk about languages, libraries, and tools, and you'll have a chance to write some simple programs. We can't go very far in just a couple of weeks, so don't worry about it. You won't have to learn a million new things at once, but you'll get a taste of what it's like to be a systems analyst or a programmer. We'll spend some time learning about networks, both the basic concepts like packet switching and that sort of thing, but also how networks are used in your home and in a business. You'll have a chance to design or describe, if you already have one, your own home network. You'll have a chance to secure your home network and make sure that you only let the people on your home network that you want. And you'll have a chance to design a small business network. What is one of the most interesting things for me lately is how much activity is going on in the area of network security and cyber warfare. And we'll have a really interesting discussion about the latest developments there. This is the sort of thing that network admins have to work on, and we're going to move quickly through this. It'll take about 2 weeks to go through all of the materials. Finally, the main bulk of the course, the second half of the course, is all about databases. We're going to talk about basic concepts and how information is structured and is organized. We'll talk about specifying and diagramming databases so you can talk to customers and talk to technical people about what you want to see. You'll have the chance to actually build a database, and for that we are going to use an application called Access 2010, Microsoft Access 2010. This is a Windows program. You can get it for free through MSDN, and the details are in the syllabus. If you're on a Mac or a Linux box, we'll also talk a little bit about how to use free and open software to create a virtual machine on your device so that you can run this Windows software. As a matter of fact, I'm using a MacBook Pro right now, and I'm running Windows as a virtual machine in order to record this screencast. Like so many things that used to be difficult, it's fun and easy now. But you will use Access 2010 to do the database assignments later in the course. By the time you're done, you'll have a chance to build the database, as we said, but you'll also have a chance to discuss some of the most current issues in data privacy and how that impacts your personal freedom. What kind of limits are there on the government or on private companies for gathering your personal information and using that to make determinations about your life. Really interesting stuff. So before we end, I just want to repeat what you need to do to be successful in this class. Pay attention to details. Spend a little time every day. New assignments, new readings comes out every Monday around lunchtime. Take a look at them right away. Every week there's an assignment due on the following Sunday at midnight. That is, you can work on your assignments on Sunday. Turn them in by midnight. You need to be able to ask for help. You will learn that your classmates are a great resource. There are discussion forums in Desire to Learn where people can help each other. We'll talk a little bit about the difference between helping someone, that is to say, mentoring someone, and giving them your work. You can't just give people your work. That's called cheating, and it's against our guidelines here at Portland Community College. But it is certainly good to help each other. And in fact, you'll get points for helping your classmates out. You'll even get points for asking questions if you're stuck. There's lots of PCC tutors, both at all the campuses and online. You would be well advised to use that resource. There's online communities like we talked about, Stack Overflow, all over the web. Use them. And if all else fails, get a hold of me. I'll be willing and happy to talk to you by email. We'll also set up mechanisms for doing online and in-person office hours. Talk about in the next slide. Finally, turn in your assignments on time, even if you're not finished. A few points are better than no points. If you're late, even by a minute, no points. And if you get stuck and you stumble on one particular assignment, move forward, shake it off, and go on to the next one. There's lots of different ways to earn points in this class, so keep moving forward. Finally, getting a hold of me is easy. Contact me. The best way to contact me is through the Desire to Learn email. I'm on Desire to Learn every day of the week and pretty often on weekends. If Desire to Learn is down, and it will go down, get a hold of me through alan.zimmerman1@pcc.edu. Use my PCC.edu email to get a hold of me if you can't use Desire to Learn. And if both of those are down, and they will be, you can leave me voicemail or text at my personal cell phone number, which is 503-970-3645. Don't use the phone number they list in the PCC catalog. Use this phone number. And then finally, we're going to try some experiments this quarter with using Illuminate as an online room where we all can get together and ask questions and try out things and demonstrate software to each other. We'll also have the ability, if that doesn't work for us, to use GoToMeeting or Skype or any one of online conferencing tools. I live very close to the Sylvania campus in Portland, so if you happen to live nearby and you want to get together in person, I'll be happy to meet you on campus by prior arrangement. Okay, that's it. The next thing for you to do is to take a look at the materials available for you in the content of the course on Desire to Learn, the syllabus, the calendar, the first set of readings, and I will see you soon. Thank you.